Hey guys, a couple of weeks back, obviously I released the first look on this, the new 688, and very fortunately GMK have already shipped me the press gun. I had a chance to shoot it last week, although the weather was absolutely dreadful. We had the storm. Couldn't film any footage due to that weather. However, here we are today. I've already covered all of the oily bits. I think all of the technical aspects of the gun we covered, and obviously all of the accessories, etc. you can get with it. All that remains is to shoot it and see how it shoots. And certainly based on last week's shooting, this thing is really, really sweet. But let's have a whirl. So for this target, this little stand, we have a looper from the left and then a Beretta from the right. Let's have a look. Very, very, very easy to shoot this gun. 8 pound 12, it's heavyweight, very little perceived recoil. With it set up as it is out of the box, I'm not having any issues at all with fit. This is really nice. Honestly, this really is punching above its weight. I watched Carter's review, which I don't normally do. I don't watch other people's content when there's a gun to be covered because I don't want to influence myself. But I messaged him, funnily enough, after watching it to say we arrived at the same conclusion. This is the spiritual successor to the 682 Gold E, and I would argue this is basically the best 680 series gun they've produced since the 682 Gold E. It shoots so well. The balance, so this one's had the stock weights taken out because this is the gun that Johnny actually reviewed, and he had the stock weights in. They've taken them out. It's just a smidge in front of the hinge pin, but to be honest, it's still shootable. I would prefer just a dead neutral balance, but to be honest, it's so minor. Trigger pulls are great. Let's have some more targets. The trigger pulls are great. The swing is fantastic. It's just a gun that's so easy to shoot. No notes really, to be honest. This has been set up for Johnny, so the trigger's too far forward. I do need to move that. But other than that, it's an absolute breeze to shoot, it really is. That's a pretty steady set of targets. Let's go and try something a bit more different. Okay, stand 2. We have Springer and a looper. I'm going to shoot them Simo. From a mounted gun because I like to get our springers nice and quick, and then that looping incomer is going to be just sitting up for me, so let's try. This is just ever such an easy gun to shoot. Something about this laminate material, the way it soaks up recoil. I think these engineered stocks are going to be the future, to be brutally honest. I think you're going to start seeing them in higher end competition guns, because this thing punches way above its weight. Honestly, for this money, I've heard arguments this is too expensive for a gun with an engineered stock. To be honest, I would argue this engineered material is arguably better than plain timber, then it's not too expensive. For around about the sort of 3k mark, this sits really nicely in between the 680 kind of beginner stuff and the 690 kind of more serious competition side. I almost think this is going to wind up being a bit of a Hobson's choice, to be honest. Like, if you got one of these, why would you step up to a 694? Because this thing does very, very well for the money. Let's have another pair. You can always tell when I like something because I want to keep shooting it. And I want to keep shooting this. Yeah, it shoots really, really well. Okay, this is a really interesting pair. We've got a pair of sort of looping going away birds, but they're from either side of the cage, so it requires a footwork change in the middle. Bit more of a challenge, gun speed. Can't rely on inertia, got to move and then move. So, let's see how we get on. No bother for the 688. Let's try it again. Lovely. I am so impressed with this gun. Really, genuinely. I know it sounds like I'm kind of tripping over myself, but this is a hell of a thing for the money. The question is it better or is it different? It's definitely different to the 525 SL. I think it looks very different, certainly from an aesthetic point of view. This dark finish on the laminate is very different and a bit more palatable, perhaps to people who don't like that grey, but my God, it shoots well. You're either a Beretta fan with the low action or you prefer the Browning, but honestly there's not much in it, guys. This is a hell of a tool. So another really interesting pair. We've got an overhead followed by a fairly soft flying rabbit. I'm going to take them as an effectively a report pair. Very different in speed and angle. No problems. I have no notes. For a gun at this price point, it's going to be very, very difficult not to recommend this. And it's going to make my life a little bit more difficult when it comes to the recommendation questions that I get quite regularly from a lot of people. People ask me sort of best gun for the money. This is going to make things tough, especially when recommending a sort of progression through the Beretta lineup, because now there's somewhere to go in between the 680 series and the 694 that is genuinely going to cause disruption. I think this is going to be something that people maybe aren't going to want to step out of. It shoots that well. Aesthetics aside, either you dig the orange and black or you don't, but there's nothing to be said regards how this gun shoots for the money. Yeah, highly recommended. Guys, if you have dug this show and enjoy the channel generally, remember you can get discount off Sens Digital to the tune of 15% if you use the code up here. Please do consider like, subscribe, join the channel. We do have a active community in a chat channel that we use. The guys like to discuss all manner of things in there, as well as obviously getting access to members only content, early access, blah 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 blah. Your help is very much appreciated. It helps me to keep making the channel and doing stuff like buying this camera that I've just purchased last week. This is a new camera. all of the money that I make goes back into the channel. Mics, cameras, tripods, lights, blah, 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 blah. I don't take any money out, not even for petrol. So your help is always appreciated. Please do comment. I'll be very interested to see what people think. I know a lot of people are looking for an unbiased review, which hopefully I can give you. But genuinely, Johnny was not lying. This thing is great. Take care, guys. See you next time.
Heritage Design.